All right. Hey everyone, welcome to another Will to Witch RP live play TTRPG session. What is Will to Witch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. Uh, you only get one or the other. I'm sorry. This is a Faye without coffee all day, guys. It's bad. Um,
What?
I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
I know. I really want one. But tonight we're playing D&D. This session features a Mortal Guardian side quest that takes our brave heroes on an exciting adventure out into the world of Velenara, or perhaps beyond. With us at the table, we do have several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you want to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. Now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes before they embark on another exciting tale of magic and wonder. And we'll begin with an introduction for Dan.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm playing Dan. Her name is short for something, but she'll never tell you what it is. She's an ASMR paladin, and her resume reads Paladin serving Solanthra, Mortal Guardian, Super Thief, and Burgeoning Stairmaster.
Heck yeah. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Abigail?
Hello, I'm Gnomes. I'm playing Abigail, the Shadowcry Warlock, with her own little bit of haunted history that follows her around and spirits that only she can see and talk to. Also, a fellow Stairmaster and Notebook Keeper.
All right. Next up, let's get an introduction for Lyrin.
Hello, my name is Brent. I play Leorin. He is a half-elf paladin. He is the wielder of the Echo of Dawn, a magical shield that has been emblazoned with a glowing surface that was touched by the light of dawn at the apex of the War of Dominion when gods fought for control of Velda Mortalis. He stands ready to help protect and honorably work with his team to accomplish their goals.
Alrighty. And then last but not least, let's learn about Evandel.
Hey, I'm Cable. I'm playing Evandel. Evandel is a High Elf College of Swords bard, and he's calling out to me to flex, but I will not. Today he's wearing soft elven robes with his lyre on his back and his present guitar on his hip.
Alrighty. Well then.
Um,
And with that, we are going to dive into our session. We begin with the fact that you are Mortal Guardians. You are adventurers of the Mortal Guardians Guild in the portside city of Wintervale. And as you all are going about, it is a fairly normal day. You're waiting to see if there are any jobs, particularly for you specifically, and if not, if there are any available that you can pick up. So, why don't we get a little bit of what you're doing in this morning? Any volunteers?
Sure, Evandel's probably sitting in the main hall with 2 or 3 books open in front of him.
Okay.
Dan's on the stairs. Like she
With
always is.
Abigail.
Just up and down, up and down.
Uh, Lirin would probably be polishing some armor.
Abigail's on the stairs with Dan. It's her morning workout.
So, as you all go about your normal mornings, the four of you are called for a specific job. There is a summons to the local temple of Solanthra.
Hmm.
The missive is quite vague, but very direct. The acolytes require assistance.
What are the what's the brief background on Sled?
Would you like to roll a history check here to see how brief of a background you get?
Okay.
All right.
Sure, why not?
History or religion, I would say.
Oh, I mean,
Ooh, religion.
religion seems more fitting. All
Well,
right.
you still got a 30. So, it is both Evandel and Abigail as you think about this. Solanthra is the goddess of the sun, of life, and renewal. She is fairly prevalent in the pantheon, one of the favored deities due to the domains that she oversees. She's got a pilgrimage known the Abbey of the Cloudless Abbey. So there's all sorts of things about Solanthra, but I mean, it's about as much as you have of the other divine deities from the what's it called? The Cloudless Abbey, not the Platypus Abbey.
Easy mistake.
But since the Wars of Dominion, and so that doesn't seem too out there. It's not. She's not a new god. She's been around for a bit.
So we get to go to the temple. Cool.
Well, I guess I should go pack a few things. No, wait, I'm ready.
Okay.
Evadel slide 2 of the 3 books into his bag of holding, and then, well, I'm fairly sure one of you knows that. He'll just fall in line behind him with his nose in the book.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Do
Liren's pretty excited because his deity that he serves Solanthra, so he's just going to work.
I love it. But yeah, if there's any preparations you wish to do before you head out, you're welcome to do that.
I'm
What
pretty much
sort of
good to go.
preparations do you want us to do?
That's up to you.
Is
Continue.
there something we should know and prepare for on our way out of here?
The summons were vague. Take that as you will. What is Dan doing?
I'm pretty much good to go. It's if anybody looks over, she's like wringing her hands, kind of pacing by the door, waiting. Kind of want to get this done and over with.
Evadel's already over there, waiting patiently, reading. Meaning at the
Actually,
door.
I will actually say this time. Most of the time, I would assume it, but I'll actually say it this time. When everybody's together before they leave, Abigail will open up not the notebook that she keeps notes on, but her other little black book that she has with her. She'll open up to a blank page and ask everyone to sign their name.
Why?
Yeah, is there a reason?
Avondale's just glancing and looking away.
It's just in case.
Just in case what, Abigail?
Do you really not trust? Okay.
It's
Fine,
not
you
that
don't
I
have
don't
to.
trust you. Listen, it's not that I don't trust you. We've been on enough jobs together. I have trust for you. Sometimes you have to explain your weird things. Okay.
It's for your protection.
Can I get a persuasion check from Abigail, please?
I'm gonna need one too.
24.
Lyron signs without hesitation.
We'll also sign. Just Dan.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
All right. Carry on.
All right. So, with the casual signing into a book, you all are able to set out to the Temple of Solanthra here in Wintervale. And it is a place that you all have seen, if not actually been inside. Not the most garish of areas, but decently resplendent. It is a deity of the sun that is being revered here. Proper measures must be taken. When you arrive at the temple, there is a acolyte that stands out near the doors, almost as if they are waiting, and are wide-eyed when they spot you. The Mortal Guardians. Hi. They give a bit of a bow. They seem particularly flustered.
That's so not necessary.
Oh no, let him go.
Hi, though.
Yeah, we, this, there's, follow me.
Okay, cool.
As you are brought, through, you would notice, you step through the courtyard, beyond the gates, and, you see that there are a lot of, adherents of the temple here, gathered by some banquet. But the acolyte is taking you further beyond that, to the temple, and well, yes, all of it is the temple, but to the more building, the chapel, and beyond it, the areas where visitors come to study or pray in solitude. There are very little people here, especially paired with the fact that there is a banquet going on the almost opposite side of the temple grounds. And the acolyte is looking around almost as if expecting something to hide out from the shadows.
Who are we supposed to be meeting with?
It's just some people. The acolyte will turn around at this point and regard your group.
What kind of people? Priests?
Disciples, yes. Ones who stand beside me. I am no mere. I am a herald. One that will bring forth ascension, restoration.
We've heard that before.
Oh, okay. This is starting to give me the ick. Maybe we
Your
find
name is
somebody to help
Harold?
you.
Give me a perception check, Dan. Or anyone else who wants to at this time.
I danced on that natural 20.
Oh, no. Evandel spots this.
What?
Yeah, Evandel spots this. As you are looking around, there are other figures here. Closing in the areas behind you and in front of you. 4 more figures, replete in armor, have entered into this space, almost intent to keep you contained.
This temple has become less hospitable than in the past.
Yeah, no, this isn't right.
Hey, listen, guys. You know, I'm having a chill day, and I would really, really not like to spill your blood in this holy temple. So why don't we come to a peaceful resolution right about now?
And if we do, rest assured your blood will not go to waste.
Goodness. Evandel, Evandel, roll me a persuasion. Abigail, roll me intimidation. The acolyte's facial expression becomes this sneer. You misunderstand. I am here on a holy mission. Me and the other scions of redemption have been cast out by the faithful as we seek to reclaim our former glory. We wish to take back the stolen divinity from the goddess.
Avidel's gonna fake a yawn, like covering his mouth.
Rest assured, you may not understand this now, but the Defiant Divine has you in his regards. And at that, the 4 figures will rush in, and we're going to roll initiatives.
Oh, good grief.
Oh.
Hey! The hell is that, Leorin?
It was a 3. I don't know what happened.
Probably for the fact that Liren hasn't been played in months. It's just all like...
That was the stored up juju right there.
Yeah.
There's my 1.
The fuck happened to Pally Power?
See you in 5 months.
It's going to be Liren first. After Liren, it will be Evandel or Harold. Then it comes Abigail, Dan, and the other 4 figures here. So, Liren, what would you like to do?
Liren is kind of insulted that this is all going down in Solanthra's temple. How many could I hit with a 15-foot cone?
If you step forward into melee with the Acolyte Herald, you could get him and the 2 armored figures that are coming in.
Okay, I will do that, and I would like a con save from each of them.
We have a 15 and a 10 from the guys in the back. And then a 15 from our priest.
Cool. They all fail. You see a burst of radiant sunlight come from the Echo of Dawn's shield, and they are all blinded. They can repeat their saving throw at the end of each of their turns.
Okay.
Oh, I also should have said if they are undead and fiends, they had disadvantage, but
They are not.
well, I don't know that, but they failed anyway.
Yeah, they did fail anyway. So with that, Liren, that is your action and movement. Do you do anything else on your turn?
That's it.
All right, Evandel, we come to your turn.
Okay. He will draw scimitar and then hold his action to attack someone if they attack him. And he'll just say to Dan, what exactly is our play here? And that will be
All right. It is our priest's turn. And, covering his eyes from the blinding light, "Get the girl!" And, points in the general direction of Dan, at least where he remembered Dan to be. And, well, he won't do anything this turn. He is going to hope that his words come out across to the people that need to know. Abigail. Oh, wait, he can repeat the save at the end of his turn. Nope, he's still blinded. Abigail, it's your turn.
Okay. I think Abigail's, I'm not gonna get too fancy yet. I'm gonna try and just blast this Herald guy. Like, that's not very nice to talk about my friend like that. He's not going anywhere. And we'll take some shots. 26. Ooh, a natural 20. And a 28.
And these were all at the priest? Or were these at
At the Herald.
Yeah, so the priest is the herald.
Yes. Yeah.
All of those will hit.
Okay. Great. So we'll do the regular ones first. Ooh, look at that. So that's 22 points of force damage, and then it's, for the crit, it's 10 plus the roll, right?
Yeah, 10 plus whatever the normal roll is.
Roll. 10, so 18.
So a total of 40 points of damage. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
All right. Dan, it is your turn.
Yeah, cool. Looking to Evandel, just we need to take care of this, obviously. And Dan will rush into the
Suitably vague.
first. And the first one she comes to, I'll swing twice.
I'm a paladin. I can't tell you to murder them all. So just do as I
20, 27. And a 24.
Where were these ones going?
Just the first guy I came up to.
Okay, so one of the two in the back would be the closest.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay. So altogether, 24 slashing
Okay.
and 4 radiant.
Cool. And I believe that'll be it for Dan's turn.
Mhm.
Means it's our disciples' go. 2 of them are going to stumble forth blindly. The other 2, the one in front of Dan is going to try and grab hold of you. And can I get a athletics or acrobatics?
It's a 29 athletics.
All right, 29 beats out the 24. So that is one of his attacks. And seeing that, he is going to mutter a spell under his breath, and the sword in his hand alights. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
Alright. That will be for 10 points of slashing damage, and then he did just do a thunderous smite, which will be 11 more thunder damage, and then I need a strength saving throw.
That's an 11.
You are pushed 10 feet back and knocked prone.
Cool.
The other one, while this is happening, has rushed past Dan and towards Evandel, casting a spell along his greatsword, or not greatsword, his longsword. A 12 will miss, and then a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Evandel, you will take 13 points of slashing damage, and then the smite that he has on his spell will do, on his sword, is 7 points of psychic damage, and I need a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. 21.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Does that
And
mean I can do my attack on him now?
your reaction will go off, yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. 21 to hit
21 will hit.
for 16. And a I can't really roll that. A 15. It's in that one.
Unfortunately, then that one will miss.
Mm.
But the other 2 paladins, they can't do much as they're blinded, but they will remake their con saves. 21 means that he's no longer blinded. And a 19 means that he's no longer blinded. So the only person that's still blinded is our priest. As we come to the top of the round with Leorin.
I will attack the priest.
Don't forget you have advantage because he's blinded.
Oh yeah. Second attack. Natural 20. I think I owe you 2 d8s of improved mind smite.
And one of those will get maxed out because, or you get an extra 8 on top of it because of
Yeah.
the crit. Cool. All right, our priest ain't looking too hot here.
That's it.
Evandel, we come to your turn.
Okay. All right, let's go. Okay, so as a bonus action, he will throw an arm out, and little like colorful motes that almost look like Fae will scoot over and start circling Dan. So you have a bardic inspiration of a d12 and as a juju, and then I will take my regular as a bonus action, regular attacks on this guy. 32 to hit, 16. I'm going to go ahead and use a defensive on him for an extra 4 damage, NAC. And then the second attack, it's a 19. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 will hit our paladin, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, for another 14.
All right, he's looking pretty rough up too, but still standing there. And then with that, it is our Herald's turn, and can't really do much. For this. So he's just going to. Well, no, Leon's right in front of him, so you know what? Drawing forth a hammer, will make 2 attempts to strike at Liren. First one misses, of course. Second one misses even worse. And at the end of his turn, he can make that con save. Close, but no cigar. He's still blinded.
Good.
Abigail, it's your turn.
Alright, we're gonna keep working on the priest. EU 17. Oh, 26. And another natural 20.
Yeah, all of those will hit.
But I guess I could just do all 3 and then add an extra 15 at the extra 10 at the end, right?
Yeah.
It's 26 and 15 is 41 plus 10 is 51 points of force damage.
Cool. Our priest is blown off of this side of existence. Yep, cool. Anything else, Abigail?
I mean, she just stares at where, his body falls, like, I told you she's not going anywhere. And then looks at Dan.
You hear the snarl of the disciples that are here as they see their herald fall to the ground. Eyes are now split between Dan and Abigail. So, after Abigail's turn, it will be Dan's go.
I will stand. Seeing that attention is now on Abigail, we'll cast a Shield of Faith on her. And we'll move that 10 feet back and keep swinging at that one dude. 28.
Yep.
And a 31.
Oh, yeah.
For 23 slashing and 10 radiant.
He's barely hanging in by a thread, but
Well, then we'll add a smite. Come on.
You get a smite, and you get a smite.
That's a lot. That's 21. Great.
Whoa.
that thread that he was hanging on by just incinerates. Another body hits the ground.
The bodies, the floor.
It's gonna have to stop right there. I cannot afford that. So, anything else from Dan?
That's it.
All right, it's our paladins go. We've got the one in front of Avondale going to snarl and make 2 more attacks. An 18.
That hits. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Sorry.
13 points of slashing damage. And then a 20 for
Why don't I silvery barbs that one?
a 19 for 11.
Still hits, but I'll take the advantage.
All right, Avondale's got advantage. The other two, now that they are no longer blinded, one is going to rush in at Liaren and attempt to knock you down. Can I get a athletics or acrobatics check, please? Okay. 20 beats out. You are not knocked prone, but he will take a slash at you with his longsword. But misses horribly with a 15. The other one does run for Abigail. Longsword held in both hands takes 2 swings at you. The 10 misses.
Yep.
But a natural 20 will hit.
I'll use my shield's vigilant leap.
Okay, so
Flash a light, and that pushes Abigail back 5 feet, and Liaren appears to absorb that blow.
Liaren, you will take 22 points of slashing damage.
I do have adamantine armor.
Then take away 9 of that.
So 13. 13?
13.
Reduced by 3.
Math.
Math. So that's it for our disciples' turn. Liaren, it is your go.
I'll attack this guy back.
Go for it.
That's a natural 1.
Oof.
And then a 15.
A 15 will just miss.
Oh, that's okay. I'll stay there.
Okay. Avondale, it's your turn. You've got a guy in front of you.
All right, let's go ahead and finish this guy off. Some sort of weird ass juggernaut. 33 to hit. 14. So in a big defensive. For an extra 6.
That is one of these guys down.
Oh heck yeah.
The other 2
Can
are behind you, but you could reach them.
Okay, so one of them's near Abigail, right?
One's near Abigail, and now Liaren, because Liaren jumped over, leaving one guy out in the open.
Oh. I mean, I guess I'll slide over to the guy out in the open.
Yep, go for it. He snarls at you.
He snarls at me. I'm gonna wink at him. And does a 19 hit?
A 19 will hit.
For 15 damage.
Alrighty.
And then as a bonus action, I will dramatically billow my cloak to the side and wink again.
Hell yeah. Abigail, it's your turn.
Okay. He's just gonna say that was very bright, and we'll try and hit the guy that's around her and Lorian or. All right, I just said your name wrong. All right, but that guy, we're gonna blast him.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy. Alright.
Blasting the room.
I'll blast that guy with that.
Not that kind of
That's-
session. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I heard Cable's comment. The
Oh,
29 will
29.
hit.
Yeah. That's fine. Alright, 10 points of force damage.
Alright. And with that, it is gonna be Dan's turn.
Can I run and get into a flank with Lyrin?
Yeah, you can.
Great. Let's take care of this dude. 30. And a 27. That's 21 slashing. And 4 radiant.
Alrighty. And then anything else from Dan?
No.
Alright.
No, I'm still maintaining concentration.
Sounds good. It's our paladins go after Dan, our disciples. There's 2 of them left here. And knowing that Dan is behind him, he's going to try and, again, shove Lyrin down. So, Lyrin, can you give me an athletics or acrobatics check here?
16.
You are shoved down and are knocked prone. And then once that is there, turns towards Dan and will try and grapple Dan. Can I get an athletics or acrobatics check from Dan?
That's a 30.
Yeah, you're fine. The other one, who's near Evandel, is going to cast a spell upon his blade and take a swing.
Can I just counterspell that spell?
You could.
Because I'm feeling nasty.
Yeah, why not? It's still a 23 to hit.
Fine.
For 13 slashing damage, and you don't get any bonuses from his little smite spell that you countered. He'll take his second swing and miss. And with that, it
Does
is.
he get a second swing?
Mm-hmm. Unless you've got some like it.
I'm just
The smite is
thinking
its
he
own
shouldn't
thing.
have had any attack, but alright.
Yeah, the smite is a bonus action.
I thought it was a spell that gives a bonus action attack.
No.
Oh, okay. Alright.
He cast a smite spell, which has a casting time of 1 bonus action. So, with that, it is Lyrin's turn. You are in a flank. Well, you were, but now you're prone.
I will get to my feet.
All right,
and
you're on your feet.
Resume the flank.
And you got it.
I will stab this guy. Is he still up?
That would
20
be
damage.
20 damage to this guy. Yeah, he's still up, but he's looking pretty rough.
I would like to bonus action shield slam him.
Ooh. Is that a save on his end?
I don't remember how. It's just a shove.
Alright, so it'll be contested.
Yep.
Go ahead, roll your athletics check.
26.
Yeah, he's shoved. Are you pushing him away or prone?
Prone.
Alright, he is on the ground.
That's what he did to me. That's it.
All right. Evandel, it's your turn. You've got a guy in front of you.
Is he? Yeah. Okay. You know what? You know what?
What?
I'm tired. I'm tired of this punk ass. Is he wearing armor?
He is.
What kind of armor he's wearing?
Metal.
Metal. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's upcast and cook him a little. Just gonna roll the. What lousy 21 was that? Did that roll 78 or did that roll? It must have. How do you get 21? Sorry.
Look, I've gotten a 10 on 8d6, so.
Yep.
But 21, cool. And I'm not even gonna bother making the con save because
Yeah.
he can't take that like, he can't take it off quick. He's in armor.
Can't. So he'll have disadvantage.
He'll have disadvantage, yeah. So,
So like cook him again next time.
Abigail, come to your turn. You've got two guys. One's prone on the ground, and that's the closest to you. The other guy is smelling like a barbecue.
Okay. We'll shoot the fish in the barrel. That's the guy on the ground.
Alright. No, because you are making a ranged attack against a prone target, that he's technically at disadvantage.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
26 hits.
Wait. Yeah, one more. Here we go. 22.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 hit.
Okay, fair enough. We'll do that. That's 10 is 19. That's force damage.
Cool. That is another dude down. He doesn't get back
And
up.
stay down.
We have one more of these disciples standing, and as Abigail, your turn comes to an end. Dan, we come to your go.
This is the one that's on Evandel?
This is the one on Evandel.
Alright, I'll run over and get into a flank.
Easily done.
We'll swing two-handed.
Go for it.
That's a 31. And a 31. For a total of 23 slashing. And where's my 6 radiant.
He's hanging in by a thread.
A lattice smite. We'll just do a little one.
Just a little one. Like a tree.
Baby smite.
That's another 9 radiant.
And that's another body hitting the floor. And
The
with
paladin boop.
a little paladin boop. But as the last body hits the ground, combat does come to an end. You're no longer bound by initiative. And there will be time to investigate the bodies of these fallen disciples after our upcoming ad break. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue along with our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at Will to Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen as well as in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. So, stick around with us. We'll see you all very soon. Alrighty, we are back. And you are no longer in combat or initiative. You're able to act freely, and there are 5 bodies here of people that tried to attack you.
Can I search the priest?
Yeah, roll me an investigation.
Yeah, totally. So good at that. 5.
Abigail will look with her, just because. Oh, and she's
Alright.
also doing really good. That's great. That's just...
Drop a cure wounds on myself.
Hey Dan, Abigail, what do your 5 and 7s look like?
Jeez.
And Leoren, what does your 4 look like?
Jeez, guys.
Just kind of kicking the body,
Um,
seeing if anything falls out.
Dan's just like really confused. Like she wants to look around so bad, but she keeps getting distracted by everything else.
Uh, Abigail's just like really disappointed that in the lack of blood that's around here. Like, you know, we killed people, and there's just not a whole lot, and you just can't get over that.
Evandel, help us, please.
He's distracted, cleaning his robes, healed himself up a little. Where is this all the business we had to do here?
I don't know. Listen, there's now just a bunch of bodies in the temple, and I just know that I'm gonna get in trouble for it. So we better have, something good to give them.
Oh,
Or we could just leave.
hmm.
You can't just
So
leave.
okay, what did we find?
Uh, Nothing. Please help us.
Oh my god. Okay, we'll
Poor
get a
ass
slightly
man.
more intrusive body search.
Roll an investigation.
I could go hide the body somewhere.
I learned this one from the dwarves. You might want to avert your gaze.
There is what you might expect and what everyone else has kind of found, robes, a hammer, some pouches, but what Evandel you find is a missive of commendation and instructions to recover a priceless artifact from Wintervale. Details of the artifact are the name Dan, and a note beside the name carries the blood of the divines. At the bottom of the letter, it is signed only as a member of the Scions of Redemption.
Well, then he'll pass the note to Dan.
Hmm. This makes no sense.
No, didn't they say something about putting someone else back in power?
I guess, but I don't know. This is beyond my pay grade.
Hmm.
Dan,
Yeah.
what is your passive history or insight?
History. Insight is 17.
Perhaps you could go to Father Albans, one of the leaders of the temple, to see if he knows anything and to alert him of what has happened here.
Yeah. We gotta go see a guy.
All right. Do we need to
He's-
take any of this junk with us?
No, maybe the letter, but mm, This is a lot. Let's figure this out first, and then we'll figure this out later.
Is it clear which this is what?
Okay, so we're gonna figure out this, the letter. Now, gotta go talk to somebody in leadership. They'll know what to do. I know it. Maybe. And then this is gesturing towards the bodies. I'll figure this out later.
Okay.
Whoever
Okay.
we talk to, will tell them about this.
Yeah, totally. That is on my list. Okay. Let's go find this dude. Father Albin?
Father Albans, yeah.
Yeah, we'll find him.
It's easy enough to do so. He was part of the adherents that were out at the banquet.
I figured.
And so, when you find him, he has a small plate in his hand, piled high with little bits and baubles of the food offerings. A
like in the same temple
Mm-hmm.
that we're in. Okay. We're
yeah,
just leaving the bodies like.
you were behind the far chapel. The courtyard that you came and entered through has the banquet. There's distance between the two of them. But you find him. He does have a goblet of wine, but most everyone does here. And he recognizes you, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you have strayed from home, but here you are, once again.
Yep, here I am. Hey, listen, I need to talk to you. It's kind of urgent.
Speak, child. I will listen.
So we were called here. Things were vague. But there were dudes. We kind of had to take care of them. And they had this missive, and I'll hand it out.
There is a almost scolding kind of look when you speak of handling, but in the
Uh-huh.
absence of any details, no recommendations are given. But he will take a look at the missive that you have provided. There's a hum. I have not heard of these scions of redemption. Perhaps you should seek answers through prayer. You are always welcome in the temple.
Evandel's gonna
You,
mouth, what the fuck over to Abigail.
I'm sorry. You want me to pray about this?
Abigail
She,
sticks out like a sore thumb here, by the way.
she will offer light on what needs to be divined.
Yeah, that I have no doubt. But I mean, did you read that?
There is not much that we can do. Dan, if you would like, you can roll for me an insight or a history check here. Perhaps there's not much that Albans can do physically. But there is the library, and it holds many tomes and scrolls with obscure cults. Perhaps there is some mention of it there. And you know that there is Sister Jadra, the temple historian and librarian, who may be able to provide more assistance than the father.
Thank you. Your wisdom is always so welcome. And I'm gonna ask for the letter back.
Yeah. Um, he'll hand it back and he'll clasp your hand in his. Partake in her blessings. There is a feast here. You do not need to go hungry while you are here. And then delivers the letter, lets you go.
Mm. Yeah, no, I'm not hungry. We should go to the library.
That sounds wise.
Okay.
I'm down for libraries.
It's this way.
Yeah, you guys make it to the library with ease. And let's get let's get some music appropriate for being in the library. It is just as you remember it, Dan. Stuffy.
Mm.
Scrolls, tomes, an overbearing silence, only broken up by the occasional scratch of a quill on paper. Sister Daedra is here. An older woman who's been here as long as you can remember.
I'll approach quietly.
As she looks up, there is recognition on her face. I hope you do not plan to make a mess of my library.
Not today. I do need your help, though.
A first.
I know, right? Um, I'll let her read the missive as well.
There is a strange mix of emotions on her face. But when she finishes reading, she will hand it back to you. The name is unfamiliar, though you do have the library at your disposal. You might find something mentioning them, though I cannot promise it.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to roll for me an insight check is welcome to do so. Liren, Evandel. There is, in the strange mix of emotions that crossed the sister's face, there was a moment of recognition. She is hiding something, not being forthright.
In Dan's mind, she will hear Evidel's voice saying she recognized it. The name.
Positive you haven't heard that name anywhere? Scions of the Divine.
No, I've not heard it.
I just kind of give a look to Evandel.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Evandel will clear his throat and say, "You may be excellent at what you do, but lying isn't your strong suit. And given Dan is a servant of your church, and Leorin is a servant of your church, and we are obviously here to help you, perhaps you can share with us just a little bit more. Just a little bit."
She stands a little bit straighter, her eyes hardening a bit. I've shared with you all that I know. I've given you access to my library. I can rescind that.
How? No, see, it just goes against Evandel's general few principles. So he'll look at Dan and shrug.
Dan's just like trying not to show it too much, but it's got like her teeth clenched and shaking her head really fast. Don't piss her off. That's super not necessary. We're just gonna take a look around.
Those hard eyes fall on you, Dan, and be mindful of the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Moving away from Sister Jadra, if anyone would like to roll for me a perception check. Abigail is a bit distracted here. But Leoren, Dan, Avondale, you would notice something. Do some things. After what Avondale had spoken of, when she had stood straighter, it seems that she had clenched something at her side, and you can see as she relaxes a little bit, it's a coin purse. She doesn't take her hands off of that coin purse. You would also notice that she makes a very nervous glance to a letter that was near the desk that she was by before she folds it up and puts it underneath the podium.
Folds the letter up?
Folds the letter up and puts it beneath the podium. She goes about her duties in the library. She does
She left the podium?
not immediately,
Ah.
but she does go about her duties, and she sticks close to where you would notice temple guards or other acolytes nearby. Hand still on that coin purse.
She... Suspicious.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Can anyone sneak that?
Not so great in the sneaking department. I'm good pretending to look at scrolls. That's what I'm good at.
I would say, Abigail, you are privy to the conversation of sneaking. You don't know why they're bringing that up, but they are.
Oh, well, I don't really like to sneak around. That's not really my thing either. But I mean, to have a spell or something that could. Well, I'm sorry. Why are we sneaking around?
Got a letter at the
Uh,
podium.
Oh.
Just
Hmm.
trying to hide something.
Oh. Well, maybe do something about that. Uh, and Abigail will summon a mage hand as inconspicuously as she reasonably can. Like, yeah.
You're in a library with tall shelves. If you've got a mage hand, you're going to use it to get things off the shelf. No one bats an eye at you casting a mage hand.
Okay. And she'll just like wander aimlessly, looking at stuff, and then gently nudge it over uh, towards where the letter was dropped and attempt to retrieve the letter.
I am going to ask for a sleight of hand, but you can use your charisma modifier instead of your dexterity, since you are doing this with magic.
So just d20 plus my charisma modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do-do. Ew, well, do we add a d10 to that?
If you want to, you can always
That's
darken your
11.
like.
Well, 11, so okay, 17. That's a little bit better. Almost passable.
Yeah, you pick up the letter. Your mage hand brings it back to you, and you have it in your possession.
Okay. She'll just like tuck it into her robes and give a nod towards Dan and uh, continue, wandering around.
I'll kind of uh lead Abigail inconspicuously into like a place that I know is like a darkened corner of the library. So we can check this letter out.
Yeah, totally.
Alright. Yep, she'll follow her over there. And, she use her mage hand to knock like a random book off a shelf as they go by. Just you know,
Sell the experience, yeah.
yeah, totally.
So, you have here a letter that is addressed to Sister Jadra.
Mhm.
That is the first thing you notice. Opening it up, you would see that it is a letter of thanks for Jadra delivering news of an Asimar, one descended of divine lineages, and it is signed from a figure known as Matthias.
Hmm.
I'm assuming Abigail's looking at this letter too with her.
Yeah.
You know what any of that means, Dan?
I mean, it's definitely talking about me, but I've never heard of this person.
Hmm. You need to always have that glow about you.
Listen, when word got out, I figured you'd put two and two together. It's fine.
I don't know. I'm with you. Just confirming.
Mm,
Well, I guess we better find out who this person is.
yeah.
You want me to put the letter back?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to piss her off.
Roll me an insight check. Either of you. Any of you. Leorin or Avondale follow.
Yeah, this tracks.
Abigail is a little distracted here. Dan, Leorin, Avondale. Sister Jadra might be more willing to talk of the secret she's hiding when approached with something irrefutable, such like the letter you have now in your possession.
Hmm.
We might have leverage over that librarian now.
I have something to hold over her head. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's go find her.
When you go to look for Sister Jadra, she is once more at her podium, just kind of looking around, hand still clutching the coin purse at her side.
I'll approach the podium, kind of put my arms up on it, crisscross. You know what? It's really hard to find stuff on these folks.
I told you that there were no promises of...
Yeah, I know. Just wondering if maybe you know somebody who knows more. Someone like Matthias.
There was a narrowing of her eyes, and then a look around. What you think you have is not perhaps as much as you had hoped. There
Then
was...
all I know is that there are people who want me, and I'm not willing to go. So you need to tell me what you know.
The Seekers came. They spoke of devotion to Solanthra. You're pursuing those to have been descended from divine heritage to test faithfulness. They are known as the Scions of Redemption, and I am under a sworn oath to maintain the secrecy of for the good of the church and its sacred purpose. You are welcome to peruse the library, but I hold no promises. That is what I know.
Okay. Awesome.
With a perhaps unsatisfying conversation with Jadra, you do have access to the library here. If anyone wants to make either an investigation or a religion check to pursue any thread that might be here, you are welcome to do so. Dan, would you like to tell me what an 8 looks like?
There's a lot going on right now. Just the fact that somebody who's so close to me my whole life is willing to give me up. You know, for what? A sack of coin. Now I gotta go through stupid scrolls. Eventually, I have to tell. I have to tell Nesh at some point. There's a process of thoughts, and it's going a mile a minute.
With the efforts of Avondale, Lyran, Dan, and Abigail, though Dan is, of course, distracted, so perhaps the other three pulling most of the dead ends. There are numerous of them. Very little information can be found regarding the Scions of Redemption. It's getting almost close to the evening when there is a single reference that you find that Lyran, luckily enough, is able to get his hands on. It's from a very recent entry of a catalog of modern cultist activities. It reads, encountered a pair of travelers proclaiming they are inheritors of lost divine power, referred to themselves as Scions of Redemption, but when questioned about other followers, refused to offer details. The notes of this little insert, this reference, is written by a scholar known as Hector Morgrave. And from the failed searches that you've already gone through, you do recognize that name, as there are several other writings on various groups following Solanthra, or pursuing artifacts of knowledge of her fate. Lyran, you would have recognized mentions of your particular faith in his writings.
Oh. I'll just gather everybody around. Say, hey, I found this stuff. Looks like this guy found some people of that group.
If anyone wants to roll for me a history check as Lyran shares this information with you all. Oh, Abigail. It is
I know.
It is Dan and Avondale. Hector Morgrave is a name that you also recognize, not just from your readings here. He's a professor at the University of Wintervale, that you would know of. He specializes in magical artifacts of antiquity, and can be found at the Galadraz Institute for the Antiquarian Divinities.
Maybe we pay this guy a visit.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Before you head out, can I get a perception check here?
There we go. Now I'm rolling like a paladin.
Abigail and Lyran would notice on the pages near this one little reference, there are some other passages that have been stricken out, scratched out, written over, but the two of you are able to discern the word scions, but everything else is indecipherable. Roll me insight checks.
Really, it's just, you know what? It's fine.
As it's pointed out, Avondale, someone's writing scions and scribbling it out. It seems to you that there's someone out there that is intentionally hiding information that regards the Scions of Redemption within the Church of Solanthra. But as you're making that discovery, Dan,
Hmm.
a figure approaches you.
Uh-oh.
You recognize her. Her name is Mirabelle. She is a attendant to the temple, and the state of her robes and sandals imply long days of service and little wealth to show of it. Roll for me a history check, Dan. You recall her often in your memories, but don't quite know her role in the temple. Just that she was there. And you do remember that she's always walked with the heavy limp that she has now. As she approaches you, there is a look on her face, almost one of urgency, but she hesitates. And then almost seems skittish.
Maribel?
I thought it was you, Dan. You're, remember, you're always quite memorable.
I don't know if everybody would say that, but
I would.
thank you, Abigail.
You're welcome.
I have remembered you far longer than perhaps you are aware of.
That's so.
I know that I'm not one that is perhaps high in the church, but my faith is strong, and has been for many years.
Is everything okay?
Roll a persuasion check.
Going.
She seems a little far off, almost as if she's not quite here. I remember when you arrived, Dan. I saw it. Some elder priest delivering a child in secret before heading off into the city. And then arriving a few days later, some sort of visitor. I've never told anyone about it. Not until you, Dan. As soon as she speaks this, the sort of skittishness that you had noticed before in her seems to dissipate, almost as she is filled with relief. And this would be about the time that Lyra and Abigail Avendel's discovery of the hidden, or someone hiding intentional passages would come to pass. Perhaps maybe this priest might know more. And if you can find out who he was, he might be able to help you.
Do you remember anything about this priest?
He was older and visited from far away. Perhaps you can talk to the elders. They might know him better than I did.
Is there anything else you remember at all?
Not of that night. Just the father bringing you. With a little bit more information, you may be able to ask about the different elders or temple figures to see if anyone could remember more of this strange visitor.
Mm.
If you would like to do that, I'd say investigation or persuasion.
Oh boy.
And all of you can assist in this. Evandel's the one friend that all the parents fawn over at like this school assemblies. It's a bit of a winding passage, but you get a little bit of information with each person you talk to. A few features there, ranking from another, but it all sort of comes to a culmination when you return to Father Albans, who remembers the priest very well. A Father Justin Vero from London. Now that you have a name and are standing in front of Father Albans, what do you do?
You know if he's still living?
Unfortunately, I do have the answer to that. And it is that he is past of this world.
Hmm.
While he was here visiting us, there was an ambush of a temple in Lonric. It was bringing us news that it could move, travel from Lonric, yeah. Before he could return, he took illness and passed.
Hmm.
He had been afflicted by some deadly curse, one that was slowly depleting his life.
Say who was behind the attack?
He did not know, just some poor actors.
Hmm.
Roll for me. Anyone who's here can roll for me Insight or Arcana. While the Father Barrow might not know of the attack, there is things that he would have known in life. And if you could exhume his corpse, there are magics that allow you to speak with the dead.
I'll mention that discreetly.
You know where he was buried.
Of course, in the catacombs beneath this temple.
Hmm.
It was set up in one of the mausoleums.
Well, that's. I may go pay my respects.
He'll give a nod and once more bid you to her blessings, and to prayers, and to be at peace within the temple. Where do you go from there?
Well, we gotta go find him.
I'm guessing some sort of catacomb deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know where to get to.
Yeah.
So, finding the father is easy enough done. There's only so many mausoleums that are kept beneath the temple. But there are acolytes that, while not in this particular portion of the catacombs, do keep watch over it as part of the duties of temple keep. So perhaps you don't want to be too loud in whatever you are doing.
This all feels very icky and gross.
Something definitely feels off.
I don't like it. But he has answers.
Well, then let's not wait around. Let's go find the answers.
Yeah, okay.
So, what do you guys do?
I don't know.
Do you think maybe the acolytes would know the exact location, since they watch over this catacomb?
We found him, no?
You found the mausoleum. You'd have to open up the lid.
Yeah, we gotta crack him
Oh,
open.
got it.
and then someone's got to do the dead talk.
We just can't be loud about it.
Yeah. So what do you guys do?
Alright,
How do you
let's-
crack them open?
I hate it.
I mean, we just push the damn lid off, right?
No, it's gonna make a big clatter. We gotta. I don't know. We gotta.
Should we lift it gently?
Yes. Let's try and lift it up.
Okay.
Strength checks, please. For anyone lifting.
Just straight strength.
Just straight strength.
That's bad.
That tracks.
Alright. I want Leorin and Evandel to give me a strength saving throw.
+5. That's not bad.
20.
Whoa!
It almost slips out as Abigail and Dan struggle to hold it in a way that is gentle. And if it falls, you know that it would make a loud clattering noise. But the two of you are able to quickly brace down and hold the lid to keep it from clattering against the stone floor.
Alright, let's gently set it down and then... I can't speak with dead. Can someone else?
I can't. Seems
Uh-oh.
like an Abigail thing.
No.
Okay. Hold on.
I mean, if you had told me that we would be doing this, I might have been able to, do something. But
Um,
If we
Listen, I'm
Maybe-
sorry.
brought that
That's
priest
okay.
around.
You could ask Father Albans to speak with dead. He probably is capable of doing such miracles.
I have I have a spell scroll. It's way overpowered for it, but I do have one.
That could work.
Okay, I have a 7th level spell scroll.
You still only get 5 questions.
No. We should get like 3 extra.
Nope. You get 5.
Okay.
But we'll have to see what that spell will yield after our upcoming ad break. So, hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue along with our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us at World of Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen, as well as in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. So, hang out with us. We'll see you all very soon. And we're back. And we return to an open mausoleum, or sarcophagi. A body, not terribly too far gone from this world, and a spell scroll. And 5 potential questions. What do you guys do?
This still feels really icky.
Was there
You
anything
get
I could
used
do to
to it.
help?
I don't know. He's at rest, and it feels weird to mess with that. I'll use the spell scroll and I'll cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. As you cast the spell, the scroll breaks apart and the aura of Aether falters and becomes like ash or snow upon the corpse, Father Justin Barrow. And the eyes open. The mouth hangs. There is not breath, but an air fills the lungs enough that it could answer whatever queries you might have.
Oh boy. What do you know of the Scions of Redemption?
I know much of their deeds and misdeeds. They are violent, attacked the temple in Lonmeric years ago.
Why did they attack?
They wanted you, Vandala.
Why did they want me?
I do not know. But they wanted you alive.
Why did you bring me here?
Your father asked me to. He was fatally wounded during the attack. Begged me to take you somewhere safe. Somewhere you would not be found.
What was his name?
Your father was Brendan Galehart, a paladin with hair red as flame. And with that, the eyes flutter shut, and the chest is still. The air that filled it exhaled with that final word.
Shit.
Roll for me insight checks in the aftermath here. Dan, there's a lot on your mind right now.
Yeah.
Avondale, Abigail, Leorin. The temple in Lonmeric would be a surefire way to get more information specific to Dan's scenario. The unusual past that she's had and the cultists that now seek to capture her. But you also know that there is more information that you can gather here before making such a long trek. Hector Morgrave, the only scholar to have any reference to the Scions of Redemption. You can talk to him. Maybe better prepare yourselves for whatever journey continues in Lonmeric.
Well, Dan, whatever path you feel you need to take, I'll support you.
Thank you.
You know, I'm here.
I know. We'll need to talk to this Morgrave guy. That's close. I have someone who needs to be filled in on all of this. After that, depending on where we land, we have a trip ahead of us.
Certainly more questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Isn't that always the way?
Let's get him tucked away.
I'll go to put the lid back on.
I'll try and help.
I'll say, this time you guys can just work together and it'll handle it if you're not trying to be particularly quiet.
Rest in peace now. Maybe. Unless we need it again.
Um, you said it's almost evening, yeah?
Yes, it is late in the day. If you want to try and catch the, uh, if you want to try and catch Hector Morgrave at the university, you might want to be quick to see if you can catch him while it's still a respectable hours.
Hmm. Yeah, we might as well do that first.
So, go ahead. Give me investigation or persuasion checks to see if you can find Mr. Morgrave. With Dan and Avondale talking around, unfortunately, you have just missed Mr. Morgrave. However, you have been, told that, he is currently hosting a event at his, uh, house, the, and his estate, and have been given the address if you wish to make a visit.
Hmm. Dropping in on the guy at his house. What do you guys think?
Well, maybe he'll be more willing to talk privately.
All right,
Yeah, let's go see him.
let's go see him.
By the time that you arrive to this small, secluded estate in the city, it is just as the sun has fallen beneath the horizon. Evening is setting. But the lights are well in the, well lit in the estate. And you can see that there are people in taking, some sort of, it's not quite party in the sense of dancing, but there are conversations happening that you can spot. Stepping up to the door, knocking upon it, you are welcomed in by one of the other partygoers. But then you are introduced, to the host, Mr. Hector Morgrave, Professor. And, he, as the other dozen figures here, are well dressed. Go ahead, roll for me either investigation or insight here. All right. Lyrin, it's just a fancy party. Dan, Avondale, Abigail. The people here are most likely professors. Maybe some higher students. Definitely major financial donors from the University of Wintervales. It seems that they've all kind of come here more for business rather than pleasure. But they all seem, while curious of your presence, not terribly bothered.
Hmm.
Though Morgrave is very eager to meet you. Well, I am surprised to see figures such as yourself making a house call this evening, but well, you are here, and I am nothing if not a gracious host.
I'm sorry for the intrusion. It's just we found some of your writings, and we were hoping to ask you about them. You had written about figures claiming they were scions of redemption.
Oh, well, yes, I well, I would say that I'm perhaps the leading expert in topics such as this recent upstart cult, the Scions of Redemption, yes.
That's great. If you have time, could you tell us about them?
Well, of course we can talk of this, but perhaps not so much on an empty stomach. We've more than enough food. Come in. You're welcome as any others.
Okay.
You always want to feed us.
Yeah, what is that with everybody today?
Second time.
Right? No, like, am I looking thin?
No.
Oh.
Wow, I did not mean it like that. You're you're thick, but in a good way. Some
but
stairs.
not with 3 C's. Just
No, the normal amount of C's. Where, the
yeah.
stairs. Duh.
Sorry, you'll get
Correct.
to, stacked pancakes soon enough.
We're, we're doing well for ourselves here. You know?
So, as he sits down at the table, welcoming you all to partake, now, you want to speak of the recent emergence of the Scions of Redemption, yes? Or are there questions more to their more storied potential histories?
Really, more recent, definitely. Last 20 years, just to put a number on it. No reason or rhyme, but 20 seems like a good round number.
It didn't rhyme anyway.
I'm sorry. I'll do better next time.
Oh. Perhaps it is due to the nature of the births that have been happening in the recent time, you see, I am a child of a Solanthran Asimar. Unfortunately, I did not inherit any of the divine properties, more personal day-to-day use, but fortunately in that aspect, I suppose. These cultists have no interest in me, as they would have in, my parents, perhaps. And there's a lingering look at you.
I'm sorry they weren't interested in you.
Oh, yes, they seem to be very interested in the births of Azamar fully, not just their children, if they are lacking of the divine birth.
Hmm. Interesting.
Roll for me either perception or insight checks here.
Okay. He's giving me icky feelings. I don't like it.
The other people in attendance, Dan and Avondale, are very interested in what is happening here, this conversation, and particularly in Dan.
Mm.
I would say that Dan and Avondale would also notice, with these high rolls, several of the attendees have positioned themselves around the room, in front of exits and entrances, and that they have arms or armor.
I don't want to say we're in a trap. However,
It's a trap.
Um, it's so awkward. You see, I just remembered that we had a thing. Um, Maybe we can talk another time about all this, and I will move to stand.
He will also stand, hands sort of making a louder thud on the table. No, I think now is a perfect time to talk. And as he stands a little taller, moving his hands from the table almost outwards, addressing the rest of the room. An announcement to be shared. He looks back to Dan. Dan, what's your passive insight?
17.
Okay, you would know this. And we'll see. Avondale's going to know this. Just the fucking modifiers. Um. Yeah, so it's everyone except for Abigail who spots this. There's a look on the professor's face. One of longing or envy as he looks at Dan in this moment. Briefly before, you've completed my mission. You have walked Dan right into our midst without any struggle. I congratulate you. I thank you, even. He gives a bow. And as he stands, I am Lord Matthias Velmont, formerly of Randrain, now but a humbled and stateless servant of a greater power than any man. As we all. And again motions to the rest of the room. Those before you serve willingly, eagerly, the Reclaimer. He who will restore divinity, but it was taken most unfairly. We are the scions of redemption, and we shall take our birthright from the gods who stole it from us.
You're kidding, right?
I am not. It is you, Dan. Her, that is. You are the daughter of a divine. We are very certain. A child of a servant of Solanthra no less, and her blood, among others, is the key to our restoration. It is terribly unfair to you. And for what it's worth, I am sorry in that regard. But then one of the cultists is pressing a blade into his hand, and we are rolling initiatives.
I'm sorry, Lear.
Let's get... Alrighty. So, it'll be Evandel first. After Evandel, it is Dan, then Matthias, then Leorin, the other cultists, and Abigail. So, Evandel, first to go. What would you like to do? Oh, do we have an AFK Evandel? Alright. we're gonna... Oh! Maybe technical issues are fixed.
Is this
Hey, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Baffin down on the shoulder, Belgium foresight.
Nice.
That's
Alright. With that, it is going to then be Dan's turn. You have been foresighted.
Great. Is this dude like directly across from me?
He's close by, yeah.
Cool. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna like box jump onto the table.
Hell yeah.
And we'll cast ooh, what do we want to do? We'll go with a staggering smite. And we'll take 2 swings. Two-handed. Straight down on him. 23
Yeah, that'll hit.
and a 26.
It's another hit.
We've got a total of 20 slashing. 12 radiant, and let me just take a double peek at this. Let's see, it takes 46 psychic. So that's 9 psychic, and then he needs to make a wisdom save.
Alrighty. That is a 19 on the wisdom save.
Okay, yeah, he passes. He's fine.
It looks pretty messed up, though. Alright, anything else from Dan? I don't believe so, meaning that it is Matthias' turn. And blade in hand, he's going to take his attacks at you. He does have disadvantage, because you are foresighted.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning his first attack will miss with a 8.
Mm.
The second attack, however, is going to be a 25.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And we've got... That will be 10 points of slashing damage as the blade cuts right across the cheek with a superficial, it's enough to draw blood, which you see immediately. He pulls the blade back and is, wiping a vial to catch the blood off the blade.
You're nasty.
Lyran, it's your turn.
Ooh, my kind of person.
What's the closest hostile target to me?
A cultist?
Okay, well, I'll attack a cultist. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that'll hit a cultist.
Whoa. That's 42 points of damage.
That's a dead guy.
I got him. Oh, you Shield of Faith on Dan.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
With that, it is going to be, our cultists go. And they're just going to rush in, with their daggers. Everyone's getting at least one attempted stab.
I do like stabbing.
We know.
We know. Alright, you know what? everyone's getting 2 stab, or at least 2 stab attempts. That is towards Dan, a 7 and a 13.
Mm-mm.
Towards Abigail, that is a 7 and a 15
That'll hit.
for 5 points of piercing damage. Towards Leorin, got a 15 and a 6.
Not even if you add them.
And then towards Evandel, we've got another 7 and a 20
Yeah, 20 hits.
for 3 points of piercing damage. Yeah, they're just regular cultists. I don't know what to tell you. And with that, it is Abigail's turn.
Okay. So how many cultists are there?
About a dozen. Well, no, there's 11 because one of them's dead on the ground.
Yeah. And then Mr. Matthias or Matthias or whatever his name was.
Yeah, so it's Matthias and then 11 cultists.
Okay. You know what? We'll take some shots at this Matthias guy. $24. A 30. And a 26.
Yeah, all of those will hit.
Good. Alright, well, let's see, that's 31 points of force damage. And with the last hit, she's going to send him packing.
Okay.
A round trip to the hills.
Poor Phil.
Yeah. It's just paperwork, it's fine.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yep, that's fine.
Evandel, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. This guy already stuffed that vial of blood in his robe.
Well, he's been sent to the hells, so.
Oh my god, Abigail, you just... Oh, that's
But-
ridiculous. Okay.
You get used to it. It's fine.
Yeah, but, I mean... Okay, listen.
He's gonna come back.
Everdell sends people places, but you don't send people places when they've already got what they wanted.
He's gonna.
Um,
Fine.
well, heck, okay, I guess baby cultist that nicked me is gonna get a slashing. 28 to hit?
28 hits a cultist for sure.
For 15?
He's dead.
And, oh.
He's
Can I
just
hit
a
another
cultist. Yes.
Okay, 33 for 12.
12
Enough.
is also enough. He's dead.
Well, I made it flashier anyway.
Yeah, why
For
not?
An extra 1, so
Yeah.
that's 10.
Cool. Dan,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
So let's just swing at some cultists then. We'll get to the first one. There's one on me. 20. Gross. 7 slashing and 4 radiant.
Just enough for one to go down?
Great, we'll move to another one. 22.
Oh, yeah.
Gross. 7 slashing.
Just hope you get another 4.
6 radiant.
Hey!
Hell yeah.
Alright, more than more bodies hit the ground. You've got 6 left standing. The hell trip, does that come back at the start of their turn or the start of your turn, Abigail?
At the end of my next turn.
At the end of your next turn. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going on with Matthias? I do.
I'm sure he's fine.
Theron, what would you like to do?
I'll make friends with the cultists.
Alright, you've got a few of them around here. That's 1 down.
I'll find another one.
And that's 2 down.
Well, I won't even roll my smites then.
You can if you want, but you literally rolled enough on your normal.
You know what? I do want to. Thank you.
Rolling dice makes people happy. Cool. So that's 7 out of 11 down. Anything else from Leon? Cool. The cultists are going to try and gang up on Abigail because of what she did to their leader.
Alright.
So,
Naughty, bro.
first 2 stabs are a 16 and a 7.
16 will hit.
That will be 4 points of piercing damage. That is a natural 20 on the next stab.
Okay.
For 7 points of piercing damage, and the next attack misses.
Okay.
Our third cultist, 22 to hit
Yeah.
for 6 points of piercing damage. And a 13, I believe, misses.
Yeah.
And then the last one, or the last cultist, first attack is a 17 for
Yeah.
6 piercing, and another 13 is a miss. And then Abigail, it's your turn.
Can I get them all to make a strength saving throw?
Yeah, we can do that. We're just gonna do it like that. What do they need to beat?
20.
They all fail.
Excellent. Then you get to see Abigail get that really awkward, like, half smile for a second. And she's going to say, "It's so nice to meet you all. Bye." And she's going to see a bunch of tentacles erupt from the ground around her and bash them all for 22 points of damage.
Cool.
Necrotic damage.
They all hit the ground, and anything else from Abigail?
No, she's just going to wait for the guy to come back.
He doesn't come back.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone wants to roll for me, perhaps a insight or arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, Evandel. There are spells that exist in the world. Backup plans, essentially. Ones that may be triggered under very specific instances, such as being forcibly removed from a plane of existence. That happen without thought or reason. That may be in effect here.
Uh-huh.
But
Blood.
you guys are no longer bound by initiative. Combat is over. If you want, you can explore the cultists here, see if they have any information.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Investigation checks.
Ooh, not bad.
God damn.
Dan, did you roll that with advantage?
Ah, shit, that's right.
You're foresighted.
I forgot.
Yeah, there's a lot that's happening. It's okay.
10, 11.
Okay. Abigail and Leorin. Amongst the belongings here, you find a abandoned satchel that belongs to Matthias Belmont. Inside is a notebook that details the gradual growth of the cult in the last few months, the discovery of rumors that there might be an Aasimar of Solanthran devotion within the city of Wintervale. The notes also refer to the operation years ago in Monmeric that failed to find their target, and the approximate age of their newly suspected target seems appropriate to the same person. These are notes talking of Dan. And while you search in the remnant of the gathering, our story moves away, far from Wintervale, in the depths of a cruel, hellish place, where chains dangle and iron glows under the torturous light of red flames. Lord Matthias Belmont sits frustrated in a comfortably cushioned chair before his master. A tall, lithe figure of dark brown skin and black dreadlocks falling down to his back over a deep burgundy satin robe. The man casually gazes down over a lake of boiling magma, where lost souls claw at cages, suspending them over eternal agony. I could smell the divine spark from across the room, Lord, Belmont confesses, offers the blood-stained blade and the vial, which drifts through the air to his master's outstretched palm. She might even be the child of an exile. Certainly useful if it passes your test. The tall man appraises the blade and the red splotches upon its silvered metal. As he closes his eyes, he smells it, savoring the scent. It's something he hasn't experienced in years. Centuries, perhaps. His eyes open and he glares at Matthias through the reflection in the blade's edge. His irises crimson fire with a ring of glowing yellow, outlining darkened, diabolical irises. Not merely useful, he says, almost calculating every step to follow. I don't think even you could anticipate your own success. This Dan is more than perhaps even she knows. She shall be our salvation. As he turns to look away, his chiseled features form a devilish scowl. Through her blood, we will recover what my mother stole from us all. And that is where our session ends. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll, of course, see you guys in our next stream. But until then, head over to wildwitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump in a game yourself. Keep up to date with all of our announcements. If you want to catch our live streams, follow us here on Twitch. But if you want to catch our VODs, that's over on YouTube. And then, of course, as always, may the ever-burning light ever guide your steps. Laters.